Welcome everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 17 of 2024. We're here to explain you all the details about this opportunity that you have within University of Waterloo in the Faculty of Engineering. When you're wondering about online courses, part-time courses that can help you in your career, and it can be, and you can take those courses while you're working. If you are not here in Waterloo, maybe you're abroad. So this is the perfect program for you. So here we are to talk about the online MMSC, Management of Technology. Today we have Brian. He is the director of this program. He will explain all the details now. I am Maria Sandoval. I am the marketing and recruitment specialist for graduate studies in the Faculty of Engineering. And we have Beth Cotter. She is the director of marketing and communications. She is in the chat and she will be more than happy to answer any question that you have while Brian is explaining all the information. So what are you going to learn today? Why Waterloo's reputation can open doors for your career. What is an online MMSC, Management of Technology? Why do technical professionals choose the program over an MBA? Admission requirements, courses, duration, and tuition. So again, if you have any question while Brian is explaining all the details, please feel free to leave them in the chat. Yeah. So you can start, Brian.
Okay, thank you. How many people do we have? I can't see how many.
Here we just have around 5.
Only
Like
5,
that.
okay.
Yeah. We have
Yeah,
Aurora, we have Elena, we have Needy, we have Tylee. Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I'd like to keep this fairly informal. So if you have any questions, just please ask us the questions. Ask me, ask Beth. Also, you can always talk to me privately with email if you would like to, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. So right now we're looking at a slide that has Sahir in it. And the main idea of what Sahir is telling you is that she's a mom, she has a full-time job, and lo and behold, she's able to do this online program. So that just gives you a hint as to how flexible the program is. You don't necessarily have to go one course per term continuously. It is feasible to take summers off. Many of our students do because their children are out of school, so they would rather stay home and look after the kids or that sort of thing rather than take school. And so yeah, so the other thing to understand is that the program is fully online and there's no residency requirement, which is what I'm going to talk about in a second. Next slide, please. So this slide is primarily about the university itself. I think most of you have probably heard of the University of Waterloo. It's a large university, 42,000 students. And it's well known throughout the world. We have a very good brand reputation throughout the world for engineering and science and computer science. So if you come to Waterloo, you're basically going to be attending a university with a very well-known worldwide brand, which is obviously very beneficial for your career. Okay, next, please. Okay, so now we're just going to talk about the program itself, give you a quick overview. Our target population for our students are STEM background people, that's science, technology, engineering, and math. Typically, they're working in a professional field already. And so this degree is designed to keep you in a functional role. So I'll talk about that in a second as well, what a functional role means. It just means that you're not typically in general management, you're doing something like information technology, for example. And so those are the kind of people that typically we see enter this program. Next slide, please. So again, there's 4 key points here. 100% online. So the idea of a residency requirement. There are many, if you'll check online, there are many programs that appear to be 100% online, and yet they would still will have uh, basically a mandate that you return to campus for some length of time to do typically sort of like a summative or a capstone project. We don't have that. Everything is online, 100% online. So you can be across the world and not have to worry about having to attend campus. The scientific approach to management just means that our courses are probably a little more math, a little more science involved than in a typical MBA kind of program. Remember that MBA programs train you to be a generalist. This program is not to make you a generalist. It's to actually enhance your current role and make you more amenable to basically moving up the ladder within your own area where you work. Again, top ranking school, it's all about the brand. And of course, it's part-time. It's going to fit your schedule. It's good for a work life, family, and school environment. Next slide, please. So here's another happy camper. This is Muhammad. He was stuck in a technical role and not moving up. And unfortunately, he felt a little depressed. So hopefully, and I think he was happy with this, it helped him to move into management. And so the idea is to actually keep your functional role. Either you could be in a technical area, you could be in quality control, you could be in production, you can be in operations, those kind of jobs. And so the whole idea is to just keep you within that where you are and move up. Next slide, please. So it's only 8 courses. You take 1 course per term. I have been asked previously by very keen students, is it possible to take more than 1 course per term? Yes, it is. There's one individual, a gentleman, who's consistently taken 2 courses per term throughout the program. So it is feasible to do that. We're not saying that we expect you to or that we recommend you to do that, but if you need to finish quickly, it is feasible to do so. The other different thing about this program is that the tuition is pay as you go. MBA programs, if you look into an MBA program, first of all, they're extremely expensive. So at least 3 times what this program costs. Why is that? Well, we're in an engineering faculty. We're not in a business school. Business schools are big into profit generation. And so we're not doing that. We're not generating tremendous profit. And you don't have to pay half the value of the degree up front. So with a $100,000 MBA program, you might be expected to front $50,000 up front. And that's not the case here. You just pay as you go. And the vast majority of our students, the little box to the right, the purple box, the vast majority are funded in some way through their employer, either fully funded or partially funded. And then the next thing is starting dates. We have 3 entry points: spring, fall, and winter. So spring, that's starting this coming month, May. Fall this September, and winter would be January 2025. And there are the deadlines. So you could still apply for fall with a June 1st deadline. And then obviously you could have plenty of time to apply for the winter term. Okay, go ahead. Next slide, please, Maria. Okay, so the requirements. You would need a bachelor's degree. We like to see 75% average in the last 2 years. And we expect you to have some quantitative method as a background, calculus, linear algebra, some statistics, and then a one-page statement of purpose, addressing your academic background and what your future goals are. There's really only 3 application materials: your CV, supplementary information form, and your transcripts. And if we need it, you would talk to the program administrator. Her name is Kimberly Dunn, and she would tell you if you needed English language proficiency. 2 references. We prefer academic, but there are people who enter the program who've been out of university for a decade or more. So obviously we can't make that an exact science and say that you must have an academic reference. Sometimes it's not feasible. So we can help you work around that. And the other good thing is, again, because we're not a business school, there's no GMAT and there's no GRE exam. You can just apply as soon as you feel like it. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is about, it's going to talk about advancing your career. This slide gives you an example because we have had discussions with our graduates, extensive discussions. And before their degree, before coming here, you can see on the left-hand side of the slide, senior lead engineer, technical team lead, IT specialist or supervisor, quality assurance engineer, etc. And then post-graduation, obviously you're moving into management. So you become a chief technology or engineering officer, IT manager, that sort of thing, senior technical product manager. Okay, next, please. This slide is about Mike. Mike felt unprepared to enter into a management role, and he graduated from our program in 2017. If you read this, he has quite a glowing review of the program and where it took him. Very soon afterwards, he became a manager, and his employer was quite infatuated with him. So next, please. So here's just a smattering of our courses. You can take 2 electives, and 6 of these are basically 6 of the 8 courses. Basically, you are required to take, and the 2 electives right now we're in the process of reinvigorating the program. So we're looking at adding different electives. We've had different ones in the past. The 2 currently that we have are behavioral decision making and international project management. We're thinking of adding data analytics as one of the electives, and artificial intelligence and machine learning for managers as another. And the bottom of the slide says, yeah, you would expect for one course, you would expect to put out at least 12 to 15 hours a week in terms of your coursework. Next, please, Maria. So yeah, if you want to learn more, there's links here. I'm a program administrator, so I don't know if you have my email there, but I think if you've filled in any of the online forms, you should have an email there, MMS, MoT, I forget now, MMSC online, something like this. You can use that email to talk to me, and I will definitely respond. Yeah, there I am there. So are there any questions? I think that's it, right, Maria? Do I have to?
Yes.
Is there something else?
Yes, that's anyways, just like a quick overview of the program. And as Brian mentioned at the beginning, if you have, let me just stop sharing the screen. If you have any question, feel free to talk to him. So this is your opportunity to advance in your career, to learn about management. You see those courses from the University of Waterloo. So it's kind of like a very good investment for you to take this kind of program and improve your career. Here we have one question. An anonymous attendee is asking, would having above 75% average across 4 years of undergrad, but below 75% average across the last 2 years, mean that I do not meet the minimum average requirements?
That's a difficult question.
Yeah.
It's a difficult question to answer without seeing your file. I would, you can contact me, but we would have to talk to Kim Dunn. And she's the one who will know what is doable or not in terms of your background and your credentials.
Yeah,
I'm not saying no that you couldn't get in. It's just we'd have to see more specifics.
Here I just left as well in the chat the contact of Kim, and you already have the contact of Brian, so you can send all the details of your profile.
Yeah.
Anand has a question as well. My employer does not support financially for this program. Is there federal government, Ontario government support options for this?
I'm pretty sure that you can still get OSAP. You can get Ontario graduate school funding through that, like loans. Yep.
For these type of courses online, there are limited like funding options, but anyways, you can always see. I'm gonna leave this in the chat as well for you, Anad. The page of engineering of graduate studies for funding and scholarships and awards, and then you will find the link for OSAP.
Yes.
Adam is asking, I need help on developing business case for securing funding from my employer. Are there any tools or help available?
Yes. So contact me, and I have basically a toolkit for you to write a letter to your employer.
That's amazing, Adam.
It should help. And we can you can actually talk to me about that as well. So
perfect. So Adam, you have there the contact information of Brian. So that's amazing. Elena is asking us, is it recommended that we obtain work experience after undergrad before starting an MMSC? If so, it require full-time experience, or would co-op experience be applicable? I'm currently an undergrad ECE student at U Waterloo.
no, you don't have to have work experience, no, to take the program. It's just that the vast majority, I don't, there might be a couple that are in your situation that don't have a job currently, but see, I'm not entirely sure, but I think almost all of them do have jobs. And that's not saying that you can't do the program without a job.
Yeah.
You definitely can. If you're not working, it probably makes more sense to take more courses.
Yeah, you can finish.
If you can, yeah, if you can afford, then it would be best for you to finish more quickly than not.
And if you get a job, anyways, you're part-time already with your master, so it will not interfere.
Yeah. And and the other thing too is you can go anywhere in the world and still do this program and not have to return for a residency requirement.
Anonymous attendee is asking, hello, could you please outline some of the differences between the on-campus MMSC on this online program? Aside from the on-campus versus online, can you please outline some key differences, considerations?
Okay, so in terms of coursework, we have the two main courses that differentiate this program are Strategic Management of Technological Innovation and Foundations of Senior Management. So those two programs really do differentiate the campus from the online program. And then what was the rest that they asked?
Like the difference between the MMSC online or at the university. What is the difference? Because
Okay,
it's-
so your electives are different as well in the online program because it's geared towards STEM. The on-campus program would be considered a little bit more of a general program than what the online program is, if that makes sense, if you understand what I'm saying, because we're targeting STEM background people who already are employed, typically in a functional area. So our examples and our case studies that we use, we try and integrate them so that it makes sense and helps someone who's currently working, so that when you do projects, we usually would like you to do something related to your current job. That's not the case in the on-campus program. The people who are in the on-campus program are students and students only. They do not have a full-time job.
And this one is management of technology. This one has that name.
Right. Yeah.
Another question we have, I have a diploma with more than 75% grade, but right now the degree completion program at a university, which is graded in pass, fail. Will it be worth applying if I have a pass, fail grade in transcript? I think that's also for Kim.
I'm sure we've had to encounter this before. I don't do admissions. Like I do it like a broad. So as the director, I'm involved in like high level stuff, but the nitty gritty of your marks and your degree and how it's structured in terms of how you are awarded grades, that I'm not involved in. So, but I'm sure that we have done that before. Again, Kim Dunn would be the one that would be the most helpful. I don't think that's going to stop you from applying. No.
And here you have again, anyways, Kim contact, so you can send her the details as well. So we have another question. What are the admissions decisions based on? Is average the primary consideration, or will it be external factors such as references?
Yes, references are very important. Of course, because it's an academic program, we do look at your marks very, very carefully, but your reference letters are also very important as well.
It's about this, yeah, the admission requirements and of course your entire profile. Here, I think that's it. Those are all the questions that we have for now. So thank you very much for your time. We keep this session with all the relevant information that you need at this point. You have in the chat the website, so you can revise it in detail with all the requirements, how to apply, the courses. You have Brian contact information. You have Kim as well. In case you have questions about your grades and like the admissions, she will be happy to help. And we are here for any question that you have. Thank you all for your time. Thanks, Brian, Beth in the chat for this time. And we hope to see you all soon at the University of Waterloo.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.